I think that 20th century design is appealing for a number of reasons. I think first and foremost, the angular components of the furniture, the materiality that was used, all of the different woods and metals are a significant exploration of what was happening in industrialization in the world, how different machines and tools were helping designers motivate the choices that they made in furniture, and it was certainly no exception with children's furniture.
It's Design Week in New York City, and all eyes are focused these days on 20th century design. I'm Jack Otter, editor of BARRON'S.com. This week, Penta sat down with 3 exhibitors at the Collective Design Fair, including an architect who's helping to curate the sale of a top collector's pieces to get some insights on what to look for. We ended up with some good advice for collectors and a history lesson.
I'm an architect and interior designer who's had the great good fortune over the past 7 years to work with Dr. Susan Weber on various of her own homes and properties. What you see here are pieces of furniture that are being offered for sale at the Collective Furniture Fair, and they belong to Dr. Susan Weber. I've had the great fortune to work with these pieces. The way in which we use these actual pieces in Dr. Susan Weber's home was mixed with a lot of other periods and style of furniture and art. The entire home was an eclectic mix.
I think we can speak more specifically, of course, to Italian glass because that's our field. But I would say that as with any object, any design object or historical object, the primary concern is quality, I think. And that may have to do with the actual manufacture of the piece, meaning where it was made, who made it, and who designed it. But in general, I think quality is the first, the kind of the point of entry, and that's what you really want to look for. And I think what really is helpful in this is to do research in the form of either finding a dealer or a group of dealers who you think best represent the pieces that you're most interested in, and then doing research yourself. There are wonderful texts in most fields. There certainly are in ours.
Clients that are looking to expand their collections are just now starting to think about their families. How do we give gifts that retain their value over time? And we're helping them discover that design can really hold value, and that a piece that you may choose to buy for your child's nursery or for their playroom or what have you can move itself around the house depending upon growth. When they're done with it or they've grown out of it, it can transfer into a sculptural piece or an object art and really become something that you push through your lifetime as a new type of heirloom. So that has a twofold purpose, something that is collectible and something that holds that amazing sentimental value that we all think about when we think of great design.
With art glass vases in general and the work of Venini and Murano glass of the 20th century, they made a lot of vessels, vases, bowls, and even tableware. But with the vases, they're vessels. Obviously, they serve a utilitarian function to hold flowers, but really they're art objects in and of themselves. So you can actually use them in a utilitarian way in your home, or you can just arrange them as art objects, and they have the power to do both things. And that's why I think they've always been so appealing to people.
And I think that it's important to not relegate the children's play area and their children's land to their rooms. I think that what's wonderful about the furniture that we have is that it actually is something that you would want out in your living room. It's something that you would want to be seen because it is such a timeless piece of furniture.
And we really live in what we consider the family home. We work in every room, we eat in all of our rooms, we play in all of the different rooms. And when you have children, you don't want to compromise great taste just because you have kids around. You want them to respect the items that are around and incorporate them in all the areas of their life so that in your living room you can have beautiful sets that work in your style and aesthetic, but don't feel cheap or not cheerful.
To address the issue of value, I would actually say the most important thing is that you love the piece. For me, it's really the most important aspect of purchasing anything that is a little costly is that you love it passionately. Second thing is, if you are collecting, I think it's important to really know a lot about your topic and to really have a deep understanding of where it fits in the history of the decorative arts before you spend a lot of money on something that may or may not be what it's supposed to be.
I think that it's a fantastic field of investment. It's a very exciting field, but rarity, beauty, and quality are something that you need to pay attention to. And I think it's true of any field, and it's especially true of 20th century decorative arts. That, and working with quality people who really know the material in depth, and then finding the things that you like and love and want to live with, and that's the best way to go.